All right, welcome back. Joining me, thank you for joining me with Mississippi Survivor. And I want to talk about this guy right here. I've seen several videos on YouTube about this Go Power Plus, but I decided to do my own little research, so I went out and bought me one, and I wanted to see what was it the hype that everybody was saying, and I would have to say that it's more powerful than what I thought it was. And it actually exceeds the 100 watt capacity in the AC side. So I was shocked by that because most things that say is 100 watts is not 100 watts. You know what I mean? Get your generator or I lost my train of thought. But anyway, most things that say what they are, like I say, a speaker is 8,000 watts or 200 watts, and you get it and it's 50 watts. It's not really what they say. But this unit here actually is exactly what it says it is. If it says 100 watts, oh, I apologize. It's more than what it says it is. It says 100 watts, but I've actually, well, I ain't gonna spoil it for you. I'm gonna actually show you. Better yet, because I know you like to see people like things to be showed to them, so we'll do that. But of course, we know it has the on the front here. We have the 2.1 USB charger and then the 3.1, which I never use the 2.1. I always use 3.1. It's a lot faster. Now, for some reason, this is supposed to have this radio system, weather radio system. I've yet to get a channel to work yet. It's never worked for me, which that ain't what I bought it for, so I really don't care. I have a radio weather station on the wall. I also have a weather station that I put outside that feeds me all of my weather information inside the house as well. So that's something they could have did a little bit better on for is the designing for the weather radio, because I never got it to work. There's no tuning for it really. It's a selector that you push that goes from up to 7 channels is what it does, and it just switches over from there to really nothing. So I think it could have been better done. I would at least put some dials on here, something where you can change this channel, or just put a whole radio on here for God's sake. Put a full radio on this thing, or antenna or something. But anyway, again, like I say, that ain't what I bought it for. But if I had to give it a negative reading on that, I would give it a negative reading. But it has 4 USB ports, which is awesome. That is very good. Yeah. So, and I like the power of 3.0 as well. And it also has this AC. It has the AC, which is again what I was talking about, which really shocked me. And you'll see what I'm talking about in a minute, because I'll show you guys. And the way I knew what the readings were on this thing was I used the what is that thing? It's a meter that reads. You plug it into the wall, and then you I plugged it into here, and then I plugged the devices in to see how much wattage was actually coming off, and it was over 100, which I am going to show you guys that as well. Okay. And of course, you got your little nifty light. So if you're out without light or whatever, you just hold this for a couple seconds, and there you go. Shut that off. This right here, I actually thought this was the battery. I thought that was the reading for the battery when I actually first got it. And I thought it was like, oh, this is how much I got left and it's going down. But the answer to that is no. That is not what that is. What those numbers are is the temperature of the unit as you use it. The temperature fluctuates up and down. Now, there is another con before I get to the pro, because I like to enjoy the pros of this unit. But the con of this unit, the other con that I don't like about it, is when you plug anything into this AC outlet. I don't know if anybody else is having experience in this same thing or not, but when you plug anything into this AC outlet, the temperature immediately starts to go up. And when it gets to a certain level, the fan is supposed to kick on, which I don't know exactly what that temperature should be, because I haven't had it over 100 degrees. And it got up there quite like 110, 12 or so before it decided it was going to kick on. Then sometimes it don't kick on at all. So I came up with my own solution for that, which these are the fans right here. It's one on the side. I guess it sucks in one side and blows out the other side here. And a lot of times it doesn't even cut on like it's supposed to. So what I do is I just take me a fan whenever I'm using the AC portion of it. Whenever I'm using the AC portion of this, I always plug in a fan, and let it keep this circulating air into this unit to keep it cool. And I kind of think that's kind of the drawback of lithium batteries. A lot of lithium batteries can't take any heat. So if you was going to take this out somewhere, I wouldn't advise having it in a hot vehicle or anything like that. I'll make sure I got the air on. If you're going to use the AC portion anyway. If you're going to use the USB portion, then I guess it's okay. It'll be fine. I haven't had any issue with that. It's just this AC side. Okay, so let's have some fun. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is I'd like to give a shout out to Leadformer73. He was telling about the bulbs that clip-on bulbs with the switch on it and turn on off, you get a light, and it throws out a lot of light. It does really well. So I'm going to invest in getting some of those as well. But right this second, I have the Harbor Freight light, which is 5 watts, switch on it. And we're going to first get the unit on first. Right now it's 75 degrees. And, oh, wait a minute. I gotta find the plug, the end of it, so I can plug it up. I'm unorganized today. I know I have it because I bought a whole new set of these. Is that gonna plug into there? That's it. Oh, yes it is. I also bought the multi-kit from Harbor Freight for $11 and something. The multi-kit with all these adapters, which believe me, they come in handy. So here, we all plugged in. Oh yeah, the unit will shut off if you don't use it in a certain length of time. And here we go. Nice 5 watt bulb. It throws off lots of light. Lot of light. It's quite a bit of light for a 5 watt bulb. I'm investing in getting me some more 12 volt bulbs because these are only two. Something happened to these, or this one I would not, I don't have any more. So I'm going to try to invest in getting some more bulbs. So that's the one thing. Are you saying that's not all you're going to show me, are you? Nope, that's not all I'm going to show you. And I'm moving right along to my next thing that I want you to see. That was a 5 watt bulb. This is not a 5 watt bulb. This is a work light. Yes, it is. So on this work light, we're going to plug this into the AC on the unit. Turn on the AC. And we're going to turn on this light and let's see what it works. Whoa! Look at the light. Look at, you guys have to know that this work like they sell at Lowe's, and this thing is super bright. And yes, it powered quite a few things, and I was shocked. Yes. So let's move on to the third thing. Let's shut it off. And this powers this thing for a long time. I didn't think it would, but it does. That'd be awesome if it was like total darkness and room. You want to light up the entire room and get you some clothes together and get ready for your day or whatever. If the light or the power was out, this is an awesome tool. And it also will plug into your solar as well. Plug this into your solar charger. But again, you're gonna. I wouldn't recommend doing a power too high. I did like a 50 watt somewhere in that neighborhood because I didn't want to destroy the unit, because this is a smaller unit and it's powerful small unit, but it's a powerful unit, and I just didn't want to fry it, which I almost did, trying to test it to its capacity. I almost fried it. So I'll tell you how I almost fried it in a minute, but I'm moving on to the next thing. Well, let's move right along to the vacuum cleaner. And I said to myself, that ain't gonna power no vacuum cleaner. I said, let's test it to this combility. You hear me? Combility. You know what I mean. So, let's plug in the vacuum cleaner. Now let's say, hey, I want to clean my house. Vacuum. Now, I don't know who would want to vacuum with the power out, but it would be me. But I guess, again, you have to stay neat and tidy, so okay. So, we're about to check this out. We're going to power on the AC. 77 degrees. And we're going to see. See the wheels moving? Yes, you do. Dirt Devil vibe. And let's shut this down. So, just in case you want to know what kind of vacuum cleaner, I'm telling you again, this is the Dirt Devil Vibe, and this Volt Power Plus will run it. And I checked the meter on this, and this was, let's see how much power this thing was using, and it was close to 200 watts. And again, this unit says, the unit says 100 watts is what it would run. This is almost 200 watts. On to how I almost fried my unit. Overheated it, there it is. I took it off pretty quick. I had a 300 watt portable heater. And on my 300 watt portable heater, I plugged it into the unit. It started to try to run it. I just wanted to see what it would do. I think that the heater's like 200 and something, in between 300 watt heater. It's a small portable one. I got them at Walmart for $10. So I was gonna try that and see how it worked. So I plugged it up and it turned on, and it was off, turn off, and then turn back on. But I immediately noticed that the temperature was skyrocketing. And I was like, that is not good at all. So I shut it down, and I got my fan. I turned on high velocity and put this in front of it and let it blow through and cool the unit down. And of course, I never tried that again. I really didn't. So, let's get this unplugged. And again, this is a very good unit, minus the temperature, the cooling system is just not good enough for this unit. I'm not telling you to go and power something ridiculous or try to, but when you're using anything that's over, maybe that's why they said it's 100 watts. I'm not sure. But when you're using anything over 100 watts, anything period, as a matter of fact, when you put it on this, and you're using it on the AC side, the temperature begins to accelerate pretty quickly. And you have to keep something on this to keep it cool to run whatever you're trying to run, which is causing you to use more power, obviously. So, the radio is a con for me. The weather radio part is a con for me, and the cooling system is not that great. It should be a better cooling system. And I had a lot of people got this at a great price point, but I didn't. This cost me $100. So those are some tweaks. If you hear me out there, Go Power Plus, please do something with the cooling system on this unit. Or if you're coming out with a new one, make a better cooling system for it. But we're about to wrap this up. Go Power Plus, I do recommend you can get you one because it will help you out in a sticky situation. So, Mississippi Survivor here. Thank you for taking the time to check out this unit with me. You have a blessed day. Bye for now.